Cannabis plant and its various uses. Cannabis plant is the raw material with which they tightly, production costs, which designate him over soybean plants, cotton and more. Cannabis plant growth compared with cotton. During the growing season, acres of land of the hemp plant produces 2-3 times more fiber cotton. Also, cannabis plant fibers are strong, durable and softer than twice the cotton plant. Cannabis plant growth compared to the cotton plant allows a greater variety of climates and less water. It also includes the contents of plant pest repellent materials and amphibian weeds fool nearby. Yes, nutrients necessary for growing cannabis plant is sunlight, water and a moderate amount of fertilizers. Cannabis plant and paper industry. The hemp plant contains many features that favor the paper industry compared to paper produced. Plant tissue can produce all the types of paper and cardboard. Agricultural productivity growth in the hemp plant for the production of paper is a great and inexpensive. Acres of land of the hemp plant produces the same amount of paper of 4 acres of trees. In addition, the cellulose fibers are particularly strong and have lived the page-length. Cellulose-produced cannabis is estimated resistance 300-400 years without depletion. Durability feature allows more rounds of recycling paper, thereby saving manufacturing, timber and ecological damage. Trees growing paper manufacturing industry contributed to cutting down the needs of the broker can reach 100-120 years after planting. How growth of cannabis herb allows continuous cycle of growth and harvest. The hemp plant as an alternative to plastic can be used for the production of cannabis, substitute for stronger, more durable and environmentally friendly than synthetic plastics. Many products on the market which are based on plastics can be replaced by substitute derived from the cannabis plant. The products also among oil and gas production. Cannabis plant and the food industry. Cannabis plant seeds contain a protein nutritional and economic to manufacture than the protein produced from soybeans. Cannabis seed protein can be used for the production of many products in the food industry such as tofu, veggie burgers, butter, cheese, salad oils, ice cream and milk of vegetable origin. You can even source of starch in plants to produce flour for baking such as pasta, breads, cakes and cookies. Cannabis plant and oil-based industries. Hemp seed oil can be used to produce diesel, fuel liquid product of petroleum refining used to power diesel engines, paint, varnish, cleaning products, ink and grease. Because cannabis seeds are up to half the weight of mature cannabis plant, cannabis seeds are a practical source for these products. Cannabis plant and the fuel industry. Revolution of biofuels at no limb front. Agricultural science today is facing production more ecological sources margi waste grain after harvest. About €10 billion invested by the EU in developing methods for the extraction of bioethanol fuel. The meaning of which is the use of plant traits that remain after harvesting such as stems, branches and leaves, and recycled for fuel production. The hemp plant is a source for making bioethanol fuel burning clean. Because of the hemp plant produces more biomass, total mass of all the organic material non-fossil area and at a specific time, than any other plant, including corn plant, contains seeds and composition of plant materials to produce flammable materials and can grow in a wide variety of habitats and growing conditions, and allowing wider proliferation of tumor-growing source of fuel for the production of bioethanol. Lucrative economic, agricultural and ecological. Cannabis plant and the textile industry. Until the rediscovery of the hemp plant cannabis industry in the 80s of the last century, the use of the cannabis plant fibers in the textile industry has been cancelled for the 50 decades in the U.S. From 1776 to 1937 used cannabis fibers for the textile industry. Presidents of the United States George Washington and Thomas Jefferson related to cannabis correspondence with financial agents who constituted the capital of the British Empire. We must take full advantage of the Indian hemp plant seeds, and their arms everywhere. Make the most you can of the Indian hemp seed and sow it everywhere. President George Washington, 1794. Indeed, today's applications apply sales shipping companies and large corporations, including foreign armies who use textile products originating in the cannabis plant for the production of durable commandos uniforms, parachutes, ropes support of search and rescue units, the Navy sails and more. Cannabis plant fibers produced are ropes, clothing, carpets and curtains screen theaters. Cannabis plant textile industry was reborn in the West in 1988. Cannabis is used in increasing quantities in manufacturing fabrics with content of pulp, cellulose, is about 70% of the plant. Varieties of the cannabis plant for use in industries, key species. There are three groups of plant species currently cultivated cannabis needs of various industries. A. Textile, plastics and paper. This group varieties cultivated mainly for whose fibers. These varieties are characterized by long-stemmed and small-branched secondary industries. They are called from engaging in these industries industrial cannabis. B. Food and nutrition industries. Varieties grown in these industries are taking advantage of the qualities of cannabis herb seeds. C. Naturopathy industry, conventional medicine and recreation. Strains belonging to this group for hands alias genetic engineering to lower concentrations of THC, which is the material psychoactive activities, and high concentrations of CBD, which is the main material for treating the pathophysiology and disease. The future of the cannabis plant. As stated, with the return of the industry's increasing use of cannabis plant and the emergence of new technologies which make use of cannabis, it appears that the use of natural origin for each area of the world production goes sky. Renewable energy sources, biofuels, and the use of cannabis derivatives as a substitute for petrochemical products, textiles, nutritional and pharmacological origin. Health food demand aroused the cannabis seed trade hawk flow and tripled mainly in Western Europe and North America. Cannabis oil grows more and more used in the manufacture of cosmetic products and as dough. Governor of Minnesota, North Central United States, is a strong advocate of cannabis plant cultivation methods and elect political agriculture ministry set by the government that the cultivation of cannabis is unmatched in front of sources such as corn and soybeans. Limit to the imagination and development of technology throughout the industry may be just the handful of other future uses of the cannabis plant, oil and protein extracted from seeds, molecular, his savings due to its economic and environmentally friendly.